One of the biggest mistakes people make with figs is picking them too early. And the frustrating part is the fig may look ready. It may have good color. It may look full. It may even have a little cracking on the skin. So you pick it, take a bite, and instead of that rich, sweet, jammy flavor, you get something bland, firm, and disappointing. That is because harvesting figs is not just about color. It is about timing texture and learning what a ripe fig feels like in your hand. A perfectly ripe fig often looks a little too soft, a little too tired, and sometimes even a little overripe to someone who is not used to growing them. But that is exactly where the best flavor is. Here is the simple truth. Figs do not ripen well after you pick them. Some fruits can be harvested a little early and finish ripening on the counter, but figs are different. If you pick a fig too soon, it may soften a little, but it will not develop the same deep sweetness it would have had on the tree. So if you want the best flavor you need, to learn how to catch that perfect window. The first thing to know is that every fig variety is a little different. Some figs turn dark purple or black when they ripen. Some turn brown. Some stay green or yellowish, even when they are sweet. So color can help, but color alone is not enough. You need to know what your specific variety is supposed to look like when ripe. A green fig can be fully ripe. A dark fig can still be too firm. That is why relying only on color causes so many people to harvest too early. The second sign is the way the fig hangs on the tree. An unripe fig usually points outward or upward and feels strongly attached. A ripe fig starts to droop. The neck becomes weak, the fruit hangs downward, and it looks like it is getting heavy for the stem. That droop is one of the best visual signs that the fig is getting close. If the fig is still standing stiff like it is holding itself up, it probably needs more time. But the most important test is touch. A fig that is not ready will feel firm almost like a small tomato. It may have color, but if it still feels tight and solid, the inside has not reached that soft, jammy stage yet. A ripe fig should feel soft and delicate, almost like a little pouch of jelly. You do not want to crush it. Just give it a very gentle squeeze near the neck and body. If it gives easily and feels relaxed, that is a much better sign than color alone. Another sign to look for is slight wrinkling or small cracks in the skin. This does not happen the same way on every variety, and cracking can also be affected by weather, especially rain. But in dry weather, a fig that is swelling, softening, drooping, and showing a little skin cracking may be very close to perfect. To a beginner, that fig might look past its prime. To an experienced grower, it may look just right. One of the sweetest signs is a drop of syrup at the eye of the fig. Some people call it fig honey. It appears at the small opening at the bottom of the fruit. Not every fig variety does this, and you may not see it during wet weather. But when you do see a little drop of syrup, it usually means the sugars inside are well developed. That is a strong clue that the fig is ready or very close. Now here is where timing matters. If you are going to eat the fig right away, you can let it get very soft and fully jammy. That is when the flavor can be incredible. But if you need to store it, transport it, or collect enough figs for jam or preserves, you may want to pick it just a little earlier, when it is soft and drooping but not falling apart. A fig that is dripping, splitting heavily, or extremely soft may taste amazing straight from the tree, but it will not store well. When you harvest, be gentle. A ripe fig should come off easily. You should not have to yank it. If you pull hard, the fig is probably not ready, or you may damage the branch. Lift the fig slightly and twist gently. A ripe one will usually release with very little effort. If it fights you, give it another day. And that is another important point. Figs can change fast. A fig that is not ready today may be perfect tomorrow or the next day, especially in warm weather. So during harvest season, check your tree often. Do not assume the whole tree ripens at once. One fig may be perfect, while the one beside it still needs 2 more days. Harvesting figs is more like checking individual pieces of fruit than picking the whole crop at one time. If you are still unsure, use this quick checklist. First, does the fig have the right color for that variety? Second, is it drooping downward instead of standing firm? Third, does it feel soft, especially around the neck? Fourth, does it come off the tree easily? And if you see a little syrup at the eye, that is a bonus sign that the sugars are ready. The biggest mistake is impatience. Most gardeners pick too early because they are excited or because the fig already looks colorful. But with figs, the last day or two can make a huge difference. That is when the texture changes from firm to jammy and the flavor changes from mild to rich and sweet. So do not harvest by color alone. Watch the way the fig hangs. Feel the softness. Check the neck. Look for that heavy, relaxed, almost tired appearance. A perfect fig does not always look perfect. In the way a grocery store fruit looks perfect, it often looks soft, delicate, and ready to fall into your hand. That is the moment you want. If this helped you understand when to pick figs at the perfect stage, make sure to subscribe to Let Dusty Explains and stay tuned for more simple gardening tips, home tricks, and practical life hacks that actually make everyday life easier.